This set of projects we're going to look at is using our Ocean Shore collection. This is fantastic. I think a lot of you have got this collection because we sold this out in the first show of our pick of the day set of shows. So we're going to have a look and we're going to see how you can use it. Remember, it's going to work for your card making, your scrapbooking and your home decor. This is our ocean view. Isn't this lovely? This is the charisma that goes with this. And I think this could be used for so much more than just our ocean views. It's going to be the frame around lots of images and designs that you might have. So we can take this and then we pop the window die over the top. Now there is a cutting blade all the way around the outside, but you've also then got your foundation layer as well. So pop that on and then we can just tape it down so that we can cut this view out. Now normally I'd cut the flower out as well, even if I'm not using it, but let's just cut out this die for now. But look at that, lines up perfectly with the charisma, and that's going to give me the perfect image when I've finished. And this is our beach horizon die set, and it comes with its own charisma as well. So just takes a little bit more time to line this one up. So what we might want to do is I'm going to grab a pen, and what we want to do is we want to line up the horizon on both the die and also the artwork. Oops, drop that. So just pick this up and you need to just see where you can match it up. So with a marker pen, I'm just going to put a little mark where the horizon is. So the horizon on that side is just there, and on that side is just there. There we go. Now that's going to help me to line up. So what I need to do is pick a feature, which is going to be the boat. I think it's going to be the easiest bit. So tape off and then line up the boat. This one does take a little bit longer to line up. So once you're happy, try and line it up top and bottom with that horizon. No, need to just, like I say, it takes a minute or two, but it's definitely worth it once you can get it lined up right. So there we go. Have we got the horizon lined up on both sides? Tape it down, and then we can swap over our die cuts, and that will then pop out. There we go. So pop out all the window panes, and then just trim off this little bit of white that I've missed. There we go. Takes 2 minutes just to tidy it up. There we go. Right, pick up all those bits. Oh, get all those window panes out, make it look, do it right. Okay, so we've now got that lovely window vista, and like I say, you could use this for so many projects. It really does frame whatever you want to show off. So once we've got that, you'll see I've cut out a blue matte layer and I've cut out an aperture in the center for the window to sit in. And can you see now we've got that perfect fit. Now don't worry, I've got a little bit of the blue showing. I can always trim that at the end and fine tune that when we've finished. So we need to just stick this charisma onto that frame. So look at all that detail. Can you see all the wood grain all just popping out? So a little bit of wet glue should work perfectly all the way around so that we catch all the bits. There we go. There we are. Right. Now you can do so much with this die. You can use acetate, you can open it out, it's entirely up to you, but stick it onto your frame that you've created, which is just a square frame with an aperture cut in it, and on goes that die. Pop that there. Now I'm just going to fine tune it where I've got a little bit of this frame going. This wasn't done with a specific die. This was just a die that I had that I just used to gut out the middle. So it just takes a minute because I put my phone tape on really close to the edge. So I just need to trim that out and cut that extra little bit off. It'll be worth it. You'll get a much better effect if you do. So just make sure it all finishes off just perfectly. There you go. So we've now got the perfect aperture to create our scene. So just like we did before, we're going to do an easel card again. I'm going to use one of the papers off the USB. This is really lovely. So it's one of the backing papers, and you'll see it's got the lantern on, and we're going to use that. and it's going to work throughout our project. So open up, and on the inside I've got the same paper. Just turn it round so we're in the same direction. One's for the top, and I've edged it with blue to give it a faux layer. So pop this first one on. This is going on the inside. So we're going to do it again. So we've got the same on the inside as we've got on the outside. So plenty of glue on there, and that will then stick to the inside of our card. There we are. And onto there, we're then going to put some of that blue paper. So this is the same as on the top. This has come from the collection. So you can see the blue just goes on there. And look at this, it's got the sandy colour at the top and the darker blue at the bottom. It's an ombre paper that comes in this collection. And I put it that way up because it's going to match the colour tones in this backing paper, which is off the USB. So just a little bit of glue, and then we can stick that down. There you go. Absolutely perfect. So pretty. Now I have got my cutout, or my die cut rather, that we have just done, and this is our die cut of our beach horizon. So that sort of really works really well with this paper. It cuts into your cardstock, so it gives you perfect finish, and it's got lots and lots of little die cuts, so you get in texture and dimension all the time. Really pretty. So onto the front of our card, we can now start building this up. So what I've got is I've got the backing paper again, and I'm going to put this onto the front. Did you notice this time I've not put a white foundation layer on? So we just need to be careful, and we just need to glue the bottom, and we can just put our backing paper straight onto here. We've got the blue edge to it, so we don't actually need the full white layer. It's just going to give us a completely different look. So press it down hard and then open it up, and can you see we've got the white layer foundation going around the bottom but not around the top. It's a look I really quite like. It's a little bit different, and so far everything is matching top and bottom. So then I'm going to get my frame. Now putting it like that, and it looks quite busy through there, doesn't it, because you can see the backing paper, but we can rectify that by putting this image behind that we've just die cut. And as soon as you put that on there, we're creating this vision, aren't we, this vista through the window of all the things that you can see. So just imagine being at the seaside and being able to see all this. So let's glue this down, and I'm actually going to put a little bit of foam tape just underneath the middle to sort of raise up those hills or mountains or whatever they are. So this is just it, but I'm only putting it in the middle so that it doesn't interfere with everything else, and then I'll put wet glue everywhere else. So we can take the back off our foam tape and then stick it onto our card. There, oops, just a little bit sticky. I think that's residue from the finger lift tape, not finger lift tape, the low tack tape. Look at that. So I'm going to use my frame to help me centre where I want that image to be. So just press it down, and again, like I say, you've got the foam tape to raise that little bit up in the middle. So once we've got that, we can then pop the window over. Back of my foam tape. That's just going to stick this onto the card, and there we go, really support it being raised up. So pop that back over now. Over we go, and that now gives me the perfect view from the window. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Really makes you think about places that you've been and stayed, doesn't it? So one thing I really like about this is if I position this the top of the easel in the right place, it almost looks like it flows, doesn't it? So if, see this orange bit, which is the sunset, we're going to hide that, and we're just going to have this so that the scene flows from the top to the bottom. So don't want to drag it back too much. I'm going to see that orange, aren't I? So make sure when we put our stopper on, we position the top in the right place. So backing off my foam tape, put my top where I want it to be so that I can't see the orange, so that the image flows from one to the other, and then pop down the topper. So I think that looks really, really nice, and that's almost a finished project in its own right, isn't it? But what we've also got is we've got the Swift shells, and we've also got our beach trinkets. So that's the Swift shells and the beach trinkets. So again, we've got that lamp feature running through that we had on our backing paper. Now look at this, I've already cut this one out and I've popped glossy accents over the top just to give it a sheen. I put it over the lantern and over the shells so that they really look realistic. Then I've cut out my Swift shells and I've covered these either in my decoupage glaze or my glossy accents. I think I've got a mix of both on these. So your decoupage glaze is going to be a bit more flexible, your glossy accents is going to be a bit more rigid, so it's entirely up to you which you use. So just add a little bit of shape to these and then we can finish this card off. So bring back the card and then we can pop the beach trinkets on. Position that up right, just till we get it in the right place, and then we're going to pop our glue on. So just put a little bit of glue at the bottom, but we need to put quite a big blob of glue nearer the top because it's got to go right back onto the base of the card, and we've already got that raised with foam tape. So we can put that on there. There we go. How about that? Now we can now complete the scene with plenty more shells. Let's do it so that you can't see where one image finishes and the next one begins. Just keep putting it there. There we go. Can you see how we've now elongated that beach trinkets die cut? Tuck one in there. That'll tuck in beautifully. Do like that. And then we've got the stopper down at the bottom, and we're just going to fill with some more of our shells. They are lovely, aren't they? Just keep filling those in with your little bit of glue gel, and then can you see how it flows from one to the other? It brings the two layers together, doesn't it? Absolutely beautiful. But all of these designs are going to work on your scrapbook pages as well as your cards and your home decor as well. So if I've got one left, just pop on there. What I found, just some little clouds. So we can take our little clouds and we can just add a little bit of shape, and we can pop those onto our card as well. So those are going to go on, and we're just going to pop those through the aperture. So there we go, just finishing it off. How about that? Really, really lovely.